Let's go mudlarking and beachcombing at Aberaeron.
And that is what Aberaeron looks like at the moment. Very wet, very windy, very rough seas and a high tide. But before we go there, we're popping to the castle. So let's go and see what we can find.
Yes, today we're in Aberaeron and it's got so much to offer. We're hoping to Mudlark because there are two rivers that pour into the harbour here. Question is, how high is the waterline? As Caroline says, the sea is rough. But the beaches begin to expose because the tide turned 2 hours ago. But the first place we're going to, if the rain holds off, is just above us here, to the 13th century castle here at Aberaeron. Hope you've got your brolly.
And there's the castle. Right, now to find out where. Oh, it's the cannon. Come to Aberaeron and have a blast. So this is a big cannon here at Aberaeron. It's rather rusty. I think we can safely say that those are new additions on the side. But look who they put in charge. Monkey Panda, this really isn't going to end well. And if we have a look where he's aiming, oh dear, I think a disaster is going to ensue. Monkey, get off there. Ooh, you can imagine knocking the front door on this huge castle. Can we come in? A bit foreboding. So this is the northwest gate. If we go through, oh, at least the wind stops when we're in here a bit, I hope. No, it's whistling through. And there we are, inside the castle. You can see some churches there, and some shops and houses. And this is the view. Pretty impressive. And can you hear the sea crashing in the distance? It must have been a very cold castle to live in the winter. Ooh, lots of goodies to look around. Wonder what's through here. I can see some steps and some rubbish. Well, let's have a look. Ooh, let's go up the steps. More rubbish. Right. You can't see through there. I would imagine at one point this was one of those arrow holes, do you think? Or was it the toilet? Ah, now from up here we can see the pier in the distance. There. You could hear the wind and the sea. And it's pointless going up any further because I've knocked the top of it. Whoa, look at that rough sea. Here's another door, it's exciting. Oh, more steps. Predictable, I suppose. A round tower. And up we go. Ooh. Whoops. It's very precarious. Right. Not a lot up here either. There's a little arch, no idea what that was. More bits of castle. I can see somebody's arm sticking out in there. I wonder who that is.
I'm hiding from the wind and rain.
Oh, I don't blame you, it's freezing.
Look, I got a little shelter. I can stand in here, you can stand in there. We'd be like those little lady and man on the weather thing.
You can go out in the rain, I'm not.
Yes, you come out in the
awesome.
sun, I come out in the rain.
Good idea.
Today, these are just ruins of what was once a powerful structure. It was one of Edward I's castles. He had a series of castles throughout Wales, and particularly on this coast, because he was out to suppress the rebellious Welsh. This castle was constructed in 1277 following the defeat of Llywelyn ap Griffith. It took 12 years to construct. So you can imagine just what an incredible structure it was, standing here on the coast, offering protection to the town of Aberystwyth. Although built to suppress the people of Wales, it did, as part of its history, serve as the seat of Welsh government for 4 years. Yes, in 1404, the castle fell to the forces of Owain Glyndwr, who led the Welsh uprising. And here, until 1408, when the English retook the castle, it was the seat of administration and government for the large area of Wales that was controlled by Owain Glyndwr. But the English retook the castle, and it was changing hands again in 1485. This time it wasn't the Welsh against the English, it was a very English dispute, as Henry Tudor's forces captured the castle without much trouble as they marched to Bosworth, where they would defeat Richard III, and Henry would become Henry VII, and the Tudor dynasty would be founded. And another fascinating part of the history of this particular castle is that it became the mint for coins here in Wales and throughout the realm of Great Britain. Yes, it was in 1637 that King Charles I issued a license for the minting of coins here from Welsh silver that was mined along this area. Up until then, the silver had been transported to London, but he was convinced of the case that they could securely produce their coinage here at Aberystwyth because this castle was such a fortress. Well, it worked for a while, but then came the English Civil War, and that was the end of the mint and the end of the castle, because the ruins we see here today are what are left after the parliamentarian forces came here in 1646 and destroyed the castle. Well, we've got mudlarking and beachcombing to do, weather permitting. Let's go and have a look.
It's looking quite wet and windy out there. Never mind, we're brave, we're mudlarkers. Nothing stops a mudlarker. Well, some things do. We've decided on a two-pronged attack. Phil is checking down right where the water's edge is. I'm up here, right next door to the promenade, or the prom. And I'm looking down and there's very little to see. Lots of apples, crab apples, and lots of big pieces of driftwood. Not the size you can take home. But nothing along a mudlarker's line. No China? Oh, that's nice. It's a big lump of... Is that stone or is it something else? I think that's... It's weird, it looks a little bit like that ambergris, doesn't it? An ambergris. No smell to it though. But I threw one of these away before and I'm a bit concerned to throw that away in case it is. I don't think it is, it's got pips in it, I think. I think that's a bit of a fruit. A vegetable, turnip, sugar beet, I don't know, something like that. But I'm going to hang on to it. Purely because I know what'll happen. If I throw it away, you'll all say, oh, that was some ambergris, don't throw it away. So I'll bring it with me. And then when we realise it starts to rot and it is just some vegetation, then we'll throw it in the bin. Well, I've just asked my resident expert. I'm not convinced that's ambergris. What do you think?
I'm tempted to taste it just to be sure, but I'm 90% certain it's a cauliflower.
Right, so I can safely throw it away.
Bit of a stalk on the bottom and I don't know, but too soft I'd say.
Yes. Oh good, I didn't really want to take it home, but I just couldn't live with myself if I threw away another big lump of ambergris.
I tell you what, I'll take the blame. Do you want to see what I found?
Go on then, let's have a look. If we
I
can
know
hear
you like your lino.
Ooh, that's nice. I do love collecting lino. I don't know why. I just do.
And there's half a ball.
Half a point for half a ball.
What about 3/4 of a point? Because there's another quarter of a ball.
Ah, here's another one of these. And it's safe to take this one because you can see the hole. The fish has definitely swum away. So we'll take that. Very cute. Very interesting looking thing. What found? Oh, is that a bone?
I'm not sure.
What does it feel like? I'm not touching it.
It could be bone, it's not that heavy, so
Right.
possibly bone of some kind.
Does anybody know if that's a bit of a vertebra?
Skull or something?
Could be. For those of you who know anything about bones, what do you think that is? Any ideas? Yeah, that's a big lump of shell. A crab, I'm assuming. We don't get those over on our beaches. I have no idea what that is.
Well, the weather is really giving us a tough time today, and the beach itself as well. The impersonators on this beach, look, impersonating marbles. I thought that was a marble and it's not, it's a pebble.
Yep.
Impersonating glass, so I thought that was beach glass. More pebbles.
Oh.
I did, however, get one cute little bead of glass.
Oh, so that's the star of the beach.
We are so under the pressure of the weather.
That tide's supposed to be going out. Phil was about 20 feet from where the highest waves were coming, and then he caught him out. I think you better move forward here.
Right. I think that makes my point. We are here 4 hours after high tide.
Oh, we got a bit. See if that's better.
I think that makes my point. We are here 4 hours after high tide. We should have this beach really open for exploration, and the harbour. We should be able to access the rivers. But I can see over this wall here, that is not going to happen. So I suggest we leave Aberystwyth, we head to Aberaeron and see what treasures we can find on the beach there, in the hope that it's not quite as stormy as it is here.
We found this little bit of harbour. Now, because the tide is going out, there are some dry bits here, but I found some water. Now, we haven't had a chance to get in the water in Aberystwyth, so pop your wellies on and come on, we go for a little paddle. I don't think we'll find anything, but at least we get wet feet. Ooh, look how muddy that water is. We're going to get messy wellies by the end of this. There's some seaweed, there's some stones and some leaves. Funnily enough, I'm finding quite a lot of carnations. Not quite sure why. The only thing I can think of, and it's just a wild random guess, is it that when people are having their ashes scattered at sea, they get carnations thrown in on the flowers with them and then they wash up around here? Just a guess. Why do you think there are carnations in the sea? Oh look, what a shame. Look at that beautiful shell. Just missing a little tiny bit. It's had a little bit of a chip. Is that a stone or something interesting? I think it's a bit of... oh, it's metal. No idea what it is, but it's a lump of metal. Oh, so we found a few little bits and pieces here, and we've had a paddle. Oh, you found something?
I have found something. Not a lot.
Right.
What do you think? Plain or patterned?
Oh, patterned. Oh yes, it's a piece of willow pattern.
Tiny bit of willow pattern.
Well, there we go. We found a few things then. Aha, this piece of china or tile or something. No idea what it is. What about this bit? Ooh, it's muddy. Do you think that's plain or patterned? Oh, look, it's more willow pattern. Very blue. I'd say that's older. It seems to be the darker the blue, the older it is. Right, let's keep looking. Don't forget, shout if you see something. Oh, what's on there? Is that plain or patterned? Plain. And what about this? Is this plain or patterned? Oh, it's brown. Probably a flagon. Ooh, there's a bit of water in that one. And there you can see the underside of the boat with a little tiny propeller. I just imagined a propeller on a boat that size would have been bigger. It's also got sails right up there. Aha, there's some glass. What colour's that? Well, it's completely opaque. I don't know if that's because it needs a wash or whether it's a really dark glass. It could be black. It's not blown. It's moulded glass. Oh, is that glass there too? Yes, it was very newly smashed, that. Have you found something?
I can't play plain or patterned.
Why?
They're all plain.
Are they? Oh, you should have done the game.
I was tempted to, but I thought you'd think I was cheating.
Yes.
This one's a bit of very thin china. And these are all earthenware, you know, off a ginger beer bottle or some kind of thing like that.
Oh well.
I tell you what, I do think that chain looks very nice.
Yep, you like. Let's have a look at the chain.
I think that looks nice. Quite arty in the ground there.
It's very rusty. Look at it. Ah, there's a piece of old metal. Probably off the bottom of a boat, I would imagine. Look how rusty and tired that is. I wonder if it ever had a nameplate or something on it. Oh, it's interesting and it's really pretty. Rust can be so pretty. We'll take that home with us.
Right, this was a pleasant surprise to find this little harbour, because as you can tell from the flow of the river, there's no way we're mudlarking on the main harbour or the estuaries today, but it has been pretty much plain.
Yes,
can you see one little bit at the front there that we need to make it a mudlark?
Oh, there it is. A piece of ridge pottery. What is a mudlark without some ridge pottery?
And if you think that's impressive, take a look at that.
Ooh, what a big chunk of ridge pottery.
It's now officially a real mudlark.
Yep. I think it's time we went back to the car, moved on and found the next beach.
Definitely. Aberaeron, here we come.
Ooh, there's a man sorting out a picnic. What a wonderful sight. I do love a picnic.
And a Costa mug. It's not Costa coffee, but we've got Costa mug.
The sea is rather rough, but there's some blue in the sky. So exciting. What have you got in your sandwich, Mr. Johnson?
I've got cheese, because I'm a veggie. You got peckham. And I'm going to put some cheese and onion crisps in it.
Oh, very, very suave and sophisticated.
And I'm going to pour your coffee now, because this flask, which we were bought, is so good.
Yeah.
It'll burn your mouth even though it's been in there for a couple of hours.
It's molten when it comes out.
It is fantastic. Fair play. Big thank you for that. But as I say, you've got to have your nourishment if you're going to go mudlarking. So we'll be back on Aberaeron Beach in a moment. But first, time to tuck in.
Look at that. Piece of seaweed attached to a rock. That almost looks like a fossil, but I think it's just where the layers have been worn in the storms. Oh, piece of terracotta tile, but look at these pretty coloured stones. Don't forget, shout if you see something. What's that? I can't hear you. I've missed something. Wait. Oh, there! Well spotted! Oh, it's another gummy bear bit of glass. Very well worn. The few bits we are finding are lovely and rounded. I wonder if there's any more.
China there.
Oh, is it china or is it a bit of broken shell?
Oh, it looks
They
quite
catch
thick.
me
Oh,
out.
yeah, it's got thick shells, I suppose.
Oh no, that is actually a bit of china. There's hardly anything left of it, but it is china.
Is that glass? Or is it another stone?
Oh, it's another piece of glass. Very well worn again. Oh, that's a nice treat.
It's this edge. It's just this line right across.
Funny, isn't it? See the way the tide brings things in and out.
It's Tom Burley's theory of density and...
Specific gravity.
That's the word. Things of a similar nature arrive at a similar spot.
Oh, look. There's a finger pointing. Or is it a face?
Oh,
What's it pointing to?
Look, it's a jockey. Peak
Oh,
cat,
yes.
nose, mouth.
Oh, we've got to take that home with us. It's so interesting, I like that. And that's very rare. That's a stone, that's not a piece of terracotta. Lots of interesting bits of coloured stone. Aha! Is that pottery? Yes. Is it plain or patterned? Well, no surprise there. It's plain, but it's pottery, which is really rare on this beach. What's that? Oh, it's ceramic. Ah, no, I think that's possibly off a big handle that was of some sort of tankard that was painted brown, because it's sort of handle shape. It's painted all the way around. Yep, I reckon that's off a big tankard or a stein. Oh, look what I've seen! There! The sun caught it as I turned around. There. It's a lovely piece of green glass. It's quite a light one too. Isn't that pretty? Some red seaweed attached to a stone. And when the tide comes in, that will float back out again. Well, it won't float back out. It'll get dragged back out to sea. That is really pretty. Well, what have you found?
I've got what I thought was an interesting chunk of terracotta.
Ooh, wow, that's a big lump.
And then
Is there something written on it?
I thought there was when I was approaching it, but I think it's just a stain.
Yes, I think so. That's nice. Chunky lump.
And then a little one.
Little dinky bit with a bit of yellow on.
And 2 bits of...
Are these plain or patterned? Plain. And plain. I think a lot of these have just had the pattern washed off. The sea is so rough.
and there's a rather damaged but once beautiful shell.
Yeah, not a lot left of that, is it? Poor thing.
Bit of a skeleton of a shell.
Oops, Phil's found some glass. We'll have a look at this stone and then we'll go and check out Phil's glass. I love those colours. Quite a citrusy colour. Look how white that is. I tell you what, if I put that white, oops, there, doesn't that look lovely as a group? What is that? Ooh, that's weird. No idea what that is. It's a stone, it could be a fossil. I think it's just a lump of rock. Right, we'll work our way up till we get to where Phil is. What have you found?
Just it.
Oh, I can see it. Can you see it?
Listening.
Look at that. It's not quite a gummy bear though. Not quite rounded enough. Phil's been building again. And you can tell it's Phil because look, right on the top. It's a brick. I just found these 3 pieces of glass on the beach. Now that one's quite rounded. That one is not as rounded, but it's still quite smooth. And Phil called me over because he's found some as well. We got this bit here, which isn't gummy bear dust, and that bit of green. But interesting that again, same patch of the beach, we find quite a few bits of glass. So that's not bad for probably a metre square we found this in. But we could travel another 100 metres up the beach now and not find anything. Oh, something just caught my eye. Oh, that's nice.
That's a bit of colour.
Oh, yes, that's our first bit of blue and white on this beach. There's a bit of a bottle top and a bit of china. Oh, a little shell. There. And oh, another little bit of glass. Again, another productive area. There's a limpet shell and a little tiny shell again. And the dog is still barking. Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Hello, I'm just trying to shelter from the breeze in the hope that you can hear and see bits and pieces that I've been picking up and Caroline's been picking up as we came along the beach. Here they are. There's some lovely bits of...
Lots of white. Oh,
yeah.
Look, I didn't see that. It's a piece of ridged pottery. What is a mudlark without some ridged pottery?
There's a darling little shell.
Oh, that's pretty. Really nice and frilly.
The teeniest bit of blue glass off a poison bottle. Can you see the ridge?
Look, really, I don't know if I can get close enough. Yep, I saw that and thought, oh, I wonder if there's any more. There wasn't.
Now that looks a nice shade.
Yes, that's like a light green. Oh no, it's an aqua. Can't find any sunshine. I can find a few raindrops, but no sunshine.
Yes. There's a boot.
Ooh, that's a nice gummy bear piece.
And then another bit of terracotta.
Yep.
And there's a tiny bit of...
Look at the inclusions in that bit of brick.
And look at this, there's even more here.
Wow.
And there's a very worn brick. But LB, that is London Brick Company, the same as we found on Aberaeron, only the one there was in much better condition.
It's in a bit of a bad way, that one.
And I've also got a wishing stone.
Oh, let's have a look.
Heart-shaped wishing stone.
Oh, yes.
There we go. As I said on the other video, I wouldn't even have, I'd have walked over that not knowing what they were. But we learned about hagstones from the Northern Mudlarkers and wishing stones from our friends up there in Scotland in the Scottish Mudlarkers. So we all live and we all learn from each other. Hey! Oh, hang on.
Hang on. What?
What's that?
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, I bet it's white. Shall we have a look? Play-Doh pattern. Oh, there, that'll teach us. It's brown, but it's got a line on. So there's me assuming it was going to be plain.
Our monkey is sheltering from the wind, but we've set up not just some finds, but a game of plain or patterned. Because we've been moaning all the way along that everything's plain, we found one piece of patterned. And then we hit a space of about 100 yards and we found patterned. Now I can't use those 2 pieces because they're actually patterned on both sides.
Very pretty.
So here are the finds, mainly glass, a little bit of blue again. I've put that on top of a piece of milk glass that I found. And here we've got a bit of old terracotta, some little bits of pottery, a bit of pink, some lovely bits of aqua, beautifully shaped, lovely rounded edges, gorgeous smooth pieces of glass. Then we come to plain or pattern.
Oh, let's have a game of plain or patterned. Right, this big chunk has got a P on it. P for fill, and I'm going to say P for plain. It was coloured, so and it's a little bit marbly, so there we go, 1 to fill.
Hey!
This big chunk I'm going to say plain because we found a lot of big chunks over these couple of days and they're plain. Oh, it's plain.
You
1
win.
to me. This one, ooh, seems like the edge of a plate. Patterned. Oh yes, it's quite a modern one, isn't it, with the stripes? Right, plain. Oh, another one to me.
Oh.
Patterned. Oh, 1 to fill.
Hey!
Oh, well, we spoiled that one. You'll have to put that there because I dropped it and I saw what colour it was. Right, plain or pattern, plain. Oh no, another one for Phil. Plain or patterned, patterned. Oh yes, it's only very faded, but there's definitely something on it, so 1 to me.
When I found that one, I thought of what you said, it's washing all the pattern off.
Yes. Right, this one I'm going to say pattern because there's a little bit of pattern on there. Oh yes, but it was sort of cheating, so we'll put that one there as well. Right, this one I'm going to say plain. Oh, patterned. 4 to Phil, 4 to us. This one I'm going for plain. Oh, and it's patterned. 5 to Phil, 4 to me. Right, this one plain. Oh yes. 5 all, so it's all down to this last piece. Right, what do you reckon, everyone? Plain or patterned? What should we go for? Ooh, I want to go for patterned. Yes, patterned. Oh yes, look at that, just a tiny bit there. Like the top of the Empire State Building, or Blackpool Tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against Phil's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We win.
Guess what I found?
A brick?
No.
Oh.
Well, kind of. 2 half bricks.
Two
Half bricks, so they don't actually belong together, but we got to work out the clues.
Right.
There's one, right there. Which I'm sure when we get home we might be able to work out.
Look, and Tico. Own. Right, where's the other half?
And I'm going to go for Star Company Newport.
Yep, I would say. Star Company Newport. We couldn't even cheat and put them together because they're both the right hand side of the brick. Oh well.
We'll have a look on that one.
Yep.
Somebody may know out there. Well, we made it. We're windswept, exhausted and ready to go home. But we are back at Aberaeron and we have walked the bay footpath there and the seafront back. Couple more finds. I've got that lovely chunk.
Ooh, it's definitely a chunk, yep.
Another 2 bits of plain. But that one's nice.
Oh yes, it's like a bark effect, isn't it? Oh, I wonder, perhaps a planter. That would be my guess.
And I found another 2 Christmas tree stones.
Oh, they'd be perfect for me to paint my Christmas trees.
And finally, as they always say on the best of shows, I have a brick. At least the biggest piece of brick I found today, and it does have the name just about left on it. It's a Marsden brick. But still, my find of the day, I think, is me lips.
Green glass lips.
Yes, it's gotta be.
Ooh.
So if you've enjoyed being with us here on Cardigan Bay, why not give us a thumbs up? And don't forget, if you subscribe, you'll get notified of all the shows we put out, and you'll be able to come along with us on our adventures, and it doesn't cost you a penny. And most importantly, until the next time, have fun. Bye.